Think about the last time you had an incredible night's sleep. You know that feeling. Waking up naturally, your mind crystal clear, your body energized and ready to take on anything. Now imagine having that level of renewal energy every single night. Because here's the thing, that's exactly what your brain is designed for. I am Dr. Harsh Oza, and what happens inside your brain when you are asleep is nothing short of a miracle. Every night, a biological symphony unfolds inside your head, one that cleanses your brain, balances your hormones, strengthens your immune system, and even helps process your emotions. And the best part, understanding how it works can completely transform your life. Today, we are diving deep into the neuroscience of sleep. This is not just another video telling you how to get 8 hours of sleep. We are going to explore the fascinating mechanism happening inside your brain every single night. Whether you are an entrepreneur trying to optimize your performance, a student struggling with all-nighters, or someone who just can't seem to get quality sleep, this information could be a game changer. I have spent days studying neuroscience of sleep, diving deep into research papers and listening to the experts in the field. One researcher whose work has particularly influenced my understanding of sleep is Dr. Matthew Walker. His book, Why We Sleep, is a masterpiece of sleep science, and I highly recommend you pick it up if you want to dive even deeper into the fascinating research behind this topic. Let's start with a mystery that puzzled scientists for decades. Why would evolution make us spend a third of our lives completely defenseless? Think about our ancient ancestors, lying unconscious in the dark, vulnerable to predators, unable to gather food or find mates. From a survival standpoint, sleep seems like a terrible idea, right? Yet here's what's fascinating. Sleep didn't just survive natural selection, it was actively favored by it. Nearly every animal species on Earth shows some form of sleep behavior. This tells us something profound. The benefit of sleep must be so extraordinary that they outweigh all its obvious risks. Modern science has uncovered three main reasons why. First one is energy conservation. When resources were scarce, organisms that could effectively power down during inactive periods had a survival advantage. But that's just the beginning. The second reason is even more interesting: neural maintenance. Your brain is incredibly expensive to run, consuming about 20% of your body's energy while making up only 2% of your mass. During wakefulness, your neural circuit accumulates wear and tear, like a computer that's been running for too long. Sleep provides the crucial downtime for maintenance, allowing your brain to prune unnecessary connections while strengthening the important ones. Scientists call this synaptic homeostasis, and it's essential for learning and memory. And the third one is perhaps the most fascinating one: memory consolidation and emotional regulation. We have already talked about this in detail in our previous video about neuroscience of dreams. If you haven't watched it yet, don't forget to check it out after this episode. As Dr. Matthew Walker and other researchers have shown, sleep is a powerful mechanism for reinforcing new memories and smoothing out emotional turbulences. Creatures that could learn and adapt better and manage stress more effectively stood a higher chance of survival. Now, let's talk about something that's controlling your life right now: your circadian rhythm. A roughly 24-hour internal clock that orchestrates your sleep-wake cycle, hormone release, and even fluctuations in your body temperature. At the heart of this system is the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN. It's a small cluster of cells in hypothalamus. The SCN is exquisitely sensitive to light, especially natural sunlight. When photons hit your retina, signal travels to the SCN, syncing your biological clock to the external day-night cycle. As evening approaches and the light dims, the pineal gland secretes melatonin, often termed as the hormone of darkness. Melatonin signals your body to wind down and prepare for sleep. However, our modern world is full of artificial lights. LED bulbs, phone screens, computer monitors, all this can confuse our circadian rhythm. The blue wavelength emitted by these devices strongly suppress melatonin. This interference can delay sleep onset, fragment sleep quality, and leave you feeling groggy the next day. To maintain a healthy circadian rhythm, prioritize morning light, ideally by stepping outside shortly after you wake up. This single habit can reinforce your natural sleep-wake cycle, helping you feel more alert in the morning and more ready for bed at night. In the evening, dim overhead lights and minimize screen time at least 30 minutes before bedtime, allowing melatonin to do its job. While you are asleep, your body engages in a delicate hormonal symphony. Let's dive deeper into it. The first one is growth hormone. Primarily released during deep sleep, growth hormone is essential for tissue repair, muscle growth, and cell regeneration. And it's also a key factor in maintaining healthy metabolism and body composition. Up next is cortisol, known as the stress hormone. Cortisol typically declines at night, allowing your body to enter in a state of restoration. However, chronic sleep deprivation can disrupt this rhythm, leading to elevated nighttime cortisol levels, which can promote fat storage and heighten stress and anxiety. But wait, it gets even more interesting. Let's talk about ghrelin and leptin, your hunger hormones. Ever noticed how you crave carbs and sugary food after a bad night's sleep? That's no coincidence. Poor sleep increases ghrelin, making you hungrier, and decreases leptin, making it harder to feel satisfied. Your sleepy brain is literally pushing you towards that cookie jar. Your immune system also goes through a vital restoration process during sleep. Cytokines, which helps you fight infection and inflammation, are produced and released in greater quantities when you are well rested. So if you consistently skip on sleep, you reduce the production of these protective molecules, leaving yourself more vulnerable to infection and slower recovery times. This hormonal and immune balancing act is non-negotiable for optimal health. When you neglect sufficient sleep, you deprive yourself of the very mechanism that helps your body heal, defend against pathogen, and stabilize your mood. Now let's dive into what's actually happening in your brain while you are asleep. Sleep isn't one uniform state. It's more like a carefully choreographed dance through different stages, each one with its own unique role. Think of sleep like diving into a pool. But instead of water, you are diving into different levels of consciousness. You start in stage N1, that's floaty, drifty sensation, where you might experience sudden muscle twitches. It's like your brain is testing waters. Then you enter stage 2, where something remarkable happens. Your brain starts producing these fascinating patterns called sleep spindles and K complexes. These are like your brain's bouncers, helping to keep out external noise and lock in new memories. But the real magic happens in stage N3, deep sleep. This is where delta waves dominate, those slow, powerful brain waves that signal deepest level of rest. If sleep were a repair shop, this would be where the heavy lifting happens. Your body releases growth hormone, your immune system kicks into high gears, and your brain starts its crucial restoration work. Finally, there is REM sleep, rapid eye movement. This is where dreams happen. But it's so much more than that. Your brain becomes incredibly active, almost as active as when you are awake. It's processing emotions, consolidating complex memories, and even solving problems that you struggled during the day. Ever heard of the phrase sleep on it? This is what literally your brain is doing. In the realm of sleep science, one of the most fascinating discovery is the glymphatic system, the brain's specialized waste removal process. During deep sleep, your brain cells shrink slightly, creating channels for cerebrospinal fluid to wash through, clearing out toxins like beta amyloid and tau protein, substances that cause neurodegenerative disease such as Alzheimer's. If you routinely cut your sleep short or experience poor quality deep sleep, you are effectively skipping this nightly wash cycle, which may accelerate cognitive decline over the time. Think of it like a cleaning crew that can only work in night shifts. By sacrificing deep sleep, you are essentially telling them to leave early, allowing the garbage to pile up in your neural pathways. A scenario no one wants for their brain health, right? Now, let's talk about something practical: how to create the perfect sleep environment. Your brain is incredibly sensitive to environmental cues, and understanding them gives you powerful tools for better sleep. First up is temperature. Here's something fascinating. Your core body temperature needs to drop by 1 to 2 degrees Fahrenheit to initiate and maintain deep sleep. That's why keeping your bedroom cool around 15 to 19 degrees centigrades can dramatically improve your sleep quality. Want a pro tip? Take a warm shower about 90 minutes before your bedtime. As your body temperature drops afterwards, it creates the perfect condition for deep sleep. Timing matters too, especially when it comes to eating. That late night snack might seem harmless, but it's actually forcing your body to choose between two competing processes: digestion and sleep. Give yourself at least 2 to 3 hours between your last meal and bedtime. If you are really hungry, stick to something light, like a banana or a handful of nuts. And let's talk about light, nature's most powerful timekeeper. In our modern world, we are surrounded by artificial lights that confuses our internal clock. But here's the good news. You can use this knowledge to your advantage. In the evening, dim your lights, use warm color temperatures, and yes, put away those devices. Your brain will thank you for it. Certain substances can also significantly alter your sleep architecture. First one is alcohol. While it may help you nod off initially, it essentially suppresses REM in the first part of the night and leads to rebound effect later, causing fragmented, restless sleep. It may also aggravate snoring and sleep apnea in some individuals. Second is caffeine. This common stimulant blocks adenosine receptors. Adenosine being a neurochemical that accumulates during the day and signals sleep pressure. With a half-life of around 5 to 6 hours, caffeine consumed in the afternoon can still be active at bedtime, delaying sleep onset and reducing deep sleep. Next is nicotine. It is also a stimulant that can make it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. Plus, it can also cause early awakening. The key here is timing and moderation. If you enjoy coffee, aim to have your last cup at least 6 hours before your bedtime. and be mindful of alcohol intake. This small adjustment can dramatically improve your sleep quality. Let's address something that keeps many of us up at night: the racing mind. You know that scenario. You are physically exhausted, but the moment your head hits the pillow, your brain decides it's perfect time to replay every embarrassing moment from middle school or solve all the world's problem. This isn't just annoying, it's actually your brain trying to process unresolved thoughts and emotions. But here's the good news: we can work with this natural tendency instead of fighting against it. First, try this. Keep a worry journal beside your bed. Spend 5 minutes writing down whatever's on your mind. Think of it like offloading your thoughts onto a paper. Once they are there, your brain can relax, knowing they won't be forgotten. For those struggling with chronic insomnia, there's a powerful approach called cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia. It's not just about relaxation, it's about retraining your brain's relationship with sleep. And here's something fascinating. Research shows that it's actually more effective than sleep medication in long run. Let me burst a myth right now. Not everyone is built to be a morning person. And that's completely natural. Your chronotype, whether you are a morning lark, a night owl, or somewhere in between, is largely determined by your genetics. Morning larks naturally wake up with sun and feels most productive early in the day. Night owls, on the other hand, their peak performance might not kick in until everyone else is winding down. Here's what's crucial to understand: neither type is better. The problem comes when your lifestyle forces you to fight against your natural rhythm. Now, let's talk about something that might change your workday: strategic napping. A 20-minute nap between 1 to 3 pm can reboot your brain's performance without interfering with your nighttime sleep. Think of it like pressing the refresh button on your mental browser. But timing is crucial. Nap too long or too late and you will interfere with your night's rest. Speaking of fascinating sleep patterns, let me share something mind-blowing about how other species handle sleep. Did you know that dolphins sleep with half their brain at a time? It's called unihemispheric sleep. One hemisphere rests while the other stays alert for predators and breathing. Giraffes can function on just 30 minutes of sleep per day, taking micro naps while standing. Some birds can even sleep while flying during migration. And then there's the koala, sleeping up to 22 hours a day because their eucalyptus diet provides them so little energy. While our animal friends have astonishing ways of catching their sleeps, our own sleeping posture also matters a lot. Side sleeping. It is often recommended for spinal alignments. It may also help your glymphatic drainage by allowing better fluid flow around the brain. Placing a pillow between your knees can ease lower back strain. Next is back sleeping. It keeps your spine neutral if you have the right pillow support. But it may worsen snoring or sleep apnea in some individuals. Consider a small pillow under the knees for additional comfort. Next is stomach sleeping. Generally, it is discouraged due to neck and spine strain. If you can't sleep any other way, a thin pillow can help you reduce pressure on your neck. Choose the position that feels most comfortable and aligns with your spinal health needs. For many people, side or back sleeping is the best route to deeper and uninterrupted sleep. We have covered an incredible amount of neuroscience today, from circadian rhythms and hormone regulations to brain cleaning systems and sleep architecture. But knowledge without actions is just entertainment. So let's make this practical. Start with these evidence-based steps. Get morning sunlight within an hour of waking. Keep a consistent sleep schedule even on weekends. Create an environment that supports your brain's natural sleep triggers. Time your caffeine, exercise, and meals. Strategically use the power of short naps whenever you need them. Choose a sleeping position that supports your body's need. Here at Kaivalaya, we are passionate about helping you apply this knowledge to transform your life. That's why we have created a free 15-minute guided meditation specifically designed to prepare your brain for deep restorative sleep. You will find the link below. Sleep isn't just rest, it's your brain's superpower. Every night, this incredible organ orchestrates a complex symphony of repair, renewal, and reorganization. By understanding and working with these natural processes, you are not just improving your sleep, you are upgrading your entire life. If this information has helped you, please consider subscribing to Kaivalaya's YouTube channel. I am on a mission to bridge the gap between the cutting edge neuroscience and practical well being, and I would love to have you join on this journey. For those wanting to dive deeper, I highly recommend Dr. Matthew Walker's book, Why We Sleep. It's a fascinating exploration of sleep science that will further transform how you think about your sleep. Thank you for joining me today. I am Dr. Harsh Oza, reminding you that quality sleep isn't a luxury. It's a biological necessity for reaching your full potential. Take care and sweet dreams. Namaste.